Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together. Whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how, it only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
I'm Craig McGowan.
I'm Grace Novak.
And we are your hosts for this, the episode that is 50.
That's right. I'm owning it. We're owning it. It's 50.
Yep, this episode is going to be a little weird because, as you might know if you listened to the last episode, we have a new website, which is...
SavesTogether.club.
That's right. You can go to SavesTogether.club right now and see all of our cool links to things like our Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. But something we want to do on the website is have a page dedicated to recommendations of co-op games. Partially so when people ask us specifically, we can be like, oh yeah, these ones. These are the ones that we recommend you try. But also, maybe in the future, someone could ask their friend, and they'll be like, oh, I know of this resource, which is savetogether.club/recommends or whatever it will end up being. And they'll just send them that list. You know, it doesn't have to involve us. I don't view it totally as like Saves Together promotion, right? It's just a cool resource that, I don't know.
There's a lot of games out there, and it can be hard to sift through them. And very difficult. So it's good always to have people that will, try to limit it down for you with, even if you don't necessarily know or trust this person. I know for me, it still is nice to be like, okay, well, they had good things to say, so maybe I'll give it a shot.
Right. I on the Reddit for co-op gaming, not once in a while, frequently, almost every day, you see someone say, looking for suggestions for games? And sometimes I will post like, hey, this is my podcast. Just go look at the feed. I'm not asking you to listen to the episodes. There's a list of games that you could look through, Mm-hmm. And this will just be an easier way to do that won't feel as shamelessly self-promoting. Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about, I guess I didn't even explain.
You did explain. What did you not explain?
What this episode is going to be about, which is figuring out co-op categories or maybe co-op genres. We don't know a word yet. This is kind of like the meeting of the minds, the business meeting, the summit to decide.
I still like subgenre. I know you don't like that, but I still like it.
Well, as I was working on it, I came up with subgenres for these genres. I think it's category for me, but let's talk about that later.
Tomato.
Well, because if I say genre, I really am looking... If I hear the word genre, I'm thinking about the setting and the larger macro version of what type of game it is. First-person shooter.
That's where the sub comes
real-time
into play.
Strategy. To me, I want to boil down into as few categories as possible, or genres, whatever we're going to call them, the type of co-op experience specifically that the game is. So I don't really care about the genre, the setting, and I don't really care about it's split screen or whatever. I mean, I do care, but that's not what this is about. This is more like, is the game an Overcooked-like? Is the game Diablo-like? Is it whatever? But I want to have better words than Overcooked-like and Diablo-like. So in the main segment of the podcast, we're just going to run down what I've come up with so far, figure out if we need more, and then quickly run through every episode we've done, every game we've played, and figure out, do they fit into these categories, genres, subgenres, whatever we're calling it. And that way... What's that?
Subgenres?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. And that way, when we get the website recommendations up and running, we'll know exactly what category to put certain things in. And it's designed to be a tool for you to know a little bit more about the co-op itself, because we've been doing this podcast for 2.5 years, and I've become far more interested in the intricacies of what makes a co-op experience actually engaging, fun, satisfying. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And last but not least, you may have noticed we skipped an episode last week, or last 2 weeks. So we took the week off that we should have posted an episode. We just skipped it to highlight black voices in the industry. Even though we don't have that large of a platform, I think it was important. That doesn't mean last week was the only week you were supposed to go listen to different diverse voices.
So go donate or protest. There's plenty of resources out there for you to educate yourself and get involved, and you should, because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be a question. If the concept of Black Lives Mattering bothers you, don't listen to this podcast. Not this specific episode. I just mean delete this from your feed. I don't think that's a controversial statement to make. Do what you can do in your community. Just make it better. But for now, let's talk about video games, sort of.
Definitely talking about video games, not sort of. It is video games.
That's true. This is video games. Well, we also
just a lot of them.
Hold on, we skipped the solo section. What have you been playing?
No, we didn't skip it. That's what's next. Well, mostly I've been playing Xenoblade Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles for the Switch. And it's a great game. I'm like 50, 60 hours in. I'm trying to maybe 100% it. I'm not sure. I've just been trying to do every little thing because I just really enjoy playing the game. And it looks great, plays great. It's been a really nice distraction.
What does 100%ing it entail?
There are achievements that it tracks within the game that sort of give you these benchmarks, and within that are like, hey, complete every side quest, complete, find all these unique enemies, things like that. So I guess it would be just completing that list.
Cool, like a Pokedex.
Or like a trophy list or achievement list on like PlayStation. I'm platining. If you could platinum Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm going to try.
Nice.
What about you? That's basically what I've been playing.
I haven't really been playing anything, partially because of everything happening in the world. Plus, there's no games that are, not that I don't have the interest, but nothing has been more interesting than trying to educate myself, and it's been tough. But I played a little bit of Paradise Kills. Is that what that's called? Crap, I can't believe I don't remember. It's like it kind of seems like it might. I've only been playing the demo. It's on Steam. Paradise Kills. Oh, fuck. Hold on, I gotta look it up. Paradise Killer, that's what it is. It seems like a visual novel, but also kind of a investigative, like a Phoenix Wright thing maybe, but you can walk around in 3D spaces. I don't know, I'm not very far in, and it's just a demo, but I really like the style that it has. I don't know if I like the game yet, but I like the style. And then on Xbox One, Session has a 2-hour free trial, even though I already have that game on PC.
Would you prefer to play it on the console?
That was why I wanted to try the trial to see how it feels. There's something weird about the grinds. I don't know. It's not, not going to go too far into it, but something is off about the grinds. I feel like at the end of grinds, I'm just on the ground. It's a weird, I don't know how to explain. I would rather play on Xbox, yes, because PC gaming in general, I always feel like I could be having a better experience because if I had more RAM, if I had a better graphics card, if I had less stuff installed,
Right.
So for me, I feel like consoles just ease my brain a little bit. Like, nope, this is how it runs. That's it,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's still fun. You should play it. It's free, so 2 hours to play it. Go do it. I am waiting for The Last of Us 2. That should be here shortly.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be this week.
It comes next week because Amazon...
I'm just saying the game's out this week.
It's out Friday, right? It's out on the 19th, I
think?
Wow.
I think so.
That's crazy. I'm looking forward to it, but also, like, I don't know. Am I?
I'm not really now, but maybe in the future I could play it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It'll really be like a play it by ear kind of thing for me. And I have a lot of other games I'm playing right now, or at least that I'm looking forward to.
Like what?
There's it's actually not new, but it's an Otome game that's being ported to the Switch. So that's coming out, I think, next week. Then there's Harvest Moon Mineral Towns coming out in early July, along with Paper Mario Origami King. So I'm looking forward to those. And those are pretty, fun and cute games.
Right. Those are great for this kind of turbulence we are in. Yeah, I could see Last of Us being kind of a...
kind of a downer.
Too much to handle, yeah. Like, wow, I was already bummed out. I came here to be more bummed, I guess. We'll see. The discourse online has been interesting. I don't want to talk about it.
It's been I don't think it's really worth talking about. That's just kind of how the internet goes. It is what it is.
The more I'm like engaging, and it's not like I'm participating, I'm just reading it, the more I just like, maybe I should go back to just ignoring the internet.
It's probably the right thing to do.
So basically, I think everyone should stop using social media and the internet, and we should all just go back to being...
Well, I like it for finding your own niche community.
Right.
And it's been obviously something that's been an incredible tool for social change and revolutionary stuff. But it's it's good to take a break every so often and just step back and remember that not everything everyone says is important or true. So That's a good thing to remember.
Yeah, I guess, right. It's too harsh to say, stop using it.
Yeah.
But I definitely am trying to not care so much about people's opinions, which I already don't care about. That's what frustrates me is like, I don't really care what people have to say, but I read it anyways. And then it just so slowly seeps into my core.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care that this person doesn't like this thing. Why am I so affected by it now? You know? Oh, well. Speaking of opinions, let's talk about our opinions about all the games we've ever played and what kind of genre or category they fit in for the Saves Together recommends page of our website, which is
savestogether.club.
All right. Okay, Grace.
Yes.
Here are the categories that I came up with so far when I was working on this project by myself. I'm going to read them to you. I think we'll have to make more.
Yeah.
You can let me know if you agree, disagree with the names or whatever, and also if you have any that you think we should add right here and right now. But I think we'll end up adding as we go down the list of games that we've played.
Yeah.
So I've got the Team Worker. Literally, this is like an Overcooked, a Moving Out. These are games where you literally cannot complete the tasks without another person, right? I mean, I know that there'll be like AI bots, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about specifically the gameplay that involves two humans. You have to work together. There is no other option.
Something like Overcooked is
exactly
what this is.
Overcooked, Moving Out. There's a bunch of them coming out. We're going to have a whole series of episodes about all the ones that have come out recently. Okay, so the next one that I came up with was, the more I thought about it, the more I realized this might have to be a subcategory of category, or like an addendum, like a team worker with this, which I've been calling skill combination or complementary skill sets. So that's things where the two players can work alone, but when they come together, their skills actually are bolstered. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance, when you do your ultimates together, or Knights and Bikes, which we just played, where I throw my frisbee and you kick it, right? Mm-hmm. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, like, that seems like that should be...
That's more of like a, you're saying, it's a sub
asterisk.
One.
Yeah. So I'm thinking...
So not a category, but just a factor.
So the next one, damage stacking. And I think this is probably the most common, which is like your Diablo or your Borderlands, where you are just working together to deal a buttload of damage to one enemy or a bunch of enemies, right? Mm-hmm. So I think like you could have damage stacking with complementary skill sets.
Like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like Marvel, basically.
Yeah. Because I realized like the thing that sets Marvel apart is not the fact that Iron Man can shoot his beam into Captain America's shield. It's that you're attacking all these bad guys all at once with your own abilities.
Right.
It just has the really cool mechanic that I really enjoy of skills complementing each other. So damage stacking I really think is probably like the most common one. So then the next one after that I have is crew/team roles. I don't know what to call that. Crew roles, team roles. It started with being about like Sea of Thieves or Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime, where you are the driver, you are driving. You know, your role is driver. My role is gunner. I'm on the guns.
So what's the difference between that and team worker?
You could drive, leave the thing, go over to the gun, shoot the gun. Like Sea of Thieves, you can solo a galleon if you want. And so the thing here is I'm trying to encapsulate you are working better if you have a team. You can still do it, though.
So, yeah, okay.
Like, crew role is different to me because our role is exactly the same in Moving Out or Overcooked.
Right.
Our role is the same role. It's I'm a chef. I'm either going to pass you plates or cut the meat.
Yeah.
It's whichever we decide.
And
whereas this,
right.
Yeah. And then I expanded it a little bit to even MMOs, where if you have good team comp, you're a healer, I'm a tank.
Right. I would call that a crew role for sure.
Team roles. Yeah. I don't. Whatever. We'll come with the names later, I guess.
I mean, you can call it for now like crew game.
Yeah. Crewing. Crewing?
That doesn't really roll off the tongue, but yeah.
Crew roles. Crew roles is hard to say.
Crew game.
Team roles.
Team roles, sure. But that's kind of close to team worker.
Oh, crap.
So I think you should do crew game.
Crew role. Crewing. I already said that, didn't I?
No, I didn't like it.
Crew just got
game.
excited twice.
Crew game.
And then the last one I came up with for now is resource sharing. This is where the main chunk of the experience is gathering materials and gathering money, or this is the Minecraft, the No Man's Sky, the Terrarias, where
like more sandbox kind of game.
Yeah, like your contribution to me is your time helping me build, or
well, not to you, but to the team. Right,
but also to me, like in Minecraft, you could split up and, I mean, yeah, to the team.
To the co-op.
To the co-op experience, the way we're helping each other is probably you're getting me mining supplies while I'm doing this, and it's not like we're not working together, but I mean, you're always working together. That was
that
and
makes
one
sense.
of the resources can be time, such as like when I'm building the castle in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I think that is worthy of a category. We can erase or change any of these categories, by the way.
Right. Well, I figured.
As we go through the list, games can be multiple, I think. I haven't thought of an example yet.
I'd rather not, but if they can, then they could. That they are, then they are.
Where I got tripped up was Terraria, which is a resource sharing. However, the boss fights are damage stacking, right?
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that the same thing with the Ender Dragon?
Minecraft and No Man's Sky, I feel like it's far less. I guess I'm trying to highlight the bulk of the experience. And with Terraria, I feel the bulk is 50-50 almost.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Whereas with Minecraft, yes, there's the dragon, but mostly you're playing Minecraft.
I think it's okay for it to be in two categories.
But I think it's rarer.
Yeah, for sure.
And like everything is a gray area. I would love to hear people's opinions about what we say or decide and whatever, because it's not like we're...
Yeah, maybe you have a better name for something, or we're forgetting something, but that's okay.
Yeah. And the only thing before we start running down the list, where do you think the concept of buffs falls into this? So like if I give you more damage for 30 seconds, is that complementary skills? Not really.
That's like a really specific to certain games thing. So I would say it was either damage stacking or like crew games. So it just depends.
Yeah, I guess buffs are never really the focal point of gameplay.
No,
They're
never.
So yeah, that's not worth. Good point. Thank you. Cool. Let's start with episode 1 of Saves Together and figure out what category that game is. I don't even remember what game that is. Is that Diablo?
Here's how we'll do this. Mm-hmm. I'll say the game, and you say what category you think it is. And if I disagree, then we'll stop.
Yeah.
Diablo 3.
That is damage stacking. That's like the epitome of co-op damage stacking, I feel.
Terraria. I think your idea about it being in both is fine. Resource gathering and damage stacking. Because I think that Terraria is a unique game in that there's really kind of two huge parts of it. So, yeah, I think that's fine to go in both.
Cool.
Guild Wars 2.
I guess that's team roles.
Yeah, crew game. We're going to call it crew game for now.
Crew game.
Because team roles is too close to team worker.
Yeah, you're right.
So, crew game, yeah. I mean, Guild Wars 2, like... is a whatever MMO.
I mean,
like we never got to the part. Any MMO is going to be a crew game.
Yeah.
As far as the co-op experience goes.
Now I feel
because you can join a crew.
I feel like maybe we need to. I mean, maybe MMO. I'm hesitant to combine Sea of Thieves experience in the same category as MMOs.
Yeah, because I think everyone knows MMOs are their own genre of game, and I don't even know if every MMO is like that different in that way because most MMOs will have classes and you can choose one, you know? So maybe MMO is its own category then.
Yeah, I think MMO is because it's also so specifically MMO-y.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't want to accidentally convince somebody they should try Guild Wars when they really liked Sea of Thieves, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so MMO is a category.
Yeah.
Got it.
Super Mario Odyssey. Now with this one, I would introduce a new category.
Yep.
And I guess I would call it like assistance or minimal accomplice maybe. Accomplice co-op.
Accomplice, because that will work for when I was coming up with this list, I had a problem with Adventure Pals, where it's kind of damage stacking, but it's so not interesting that it's just kind of, you're just assisting in the, you know what I mean?
I would argue that it's damage stacking because I would say what makes Accomplice different is someone who's the co-op partner has way less gameplay than the other person. That's what makes Accomplice unique. I know what you're saying about Adventure Pals, but because you have the same abilities as the other person, it means it's damage stacking.
But like not sharing XP, not having your own characters, not like there's so little to the co-op experience.
Literally just being a floating hat is a very different category than Adventure Pals.
But I could yeah.
Just because Adventure Pals isn't that good doesn't mean that it should be Accomplice.
I guess then it just doesn't get put on the website.
Yeah.
Where it's not recommended because...
It's definitely not.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's fine. There will be times where it can't fit in a category because it really was not fun.
I really think it fits in the category. I just don't think it's good.
It's damage stacking, but in such a boring way that I feel like...
You don't even need the but. It's damage stacking. End of story. It's not good.
Okay, yeah. I guess I feel the need to call it out more than I need to.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Leave it alone. Let it die
I'm hung up on the fact that it's no point to doing the co-op, right? Like,
it just means it's designed poorly.
Yeah.
It's still damage stacking.
Okay, fair enough. So it has a category, however... Unfortunately, it doesn't get recommended.
Pass. So Super Mario Odyssey is an Accomplice game.
Accomplice,
right. And to me that means...
Can you write... I need a piece of paper. I didn't think...
To me, the Accomplice game means that you're playing a part of a game that is very limited in gameplay compared to the other person playing. That's what an Accomplice co-op game means. So this kind of category would be good if you have a young child or someone who's just like not that interested in playing but still kind of wants to at least watch and have some experience with you. Would be good to have an Accomplice co-op game for.
What about assistant instead of accomplice?
I think accomplice sounds way cooler than assistant because assistant sounds like kind of professional / like obliging, whereas an accomplice is like I'm your like little sidekick.
But so for me, if a kid was reading this list, they'd be like, "What the heck is an accomplice?"
Okay, if this is about what a kid can understand, I'm not gonna limit educational. They can learn a new word then. All right, accomplice is a cool word.
And kids shouldn't listen to this podcast, so they shouldn't have found.
So your point is null.
Okay, accomplice, and then we came up with MMO, right? Not came up with,
MMO.
But decided that just needs its own. Mm-hmm. Okay, next.
Secret World Legends MMO. Little Big Planet 3, I would say is that the one where you have the different characters like the bird?
Yes. That needs a new...
you could consider this if you didn't want to, when you're talking about Adventure Pals being damage stacking, this is more like Adventure Pals in that you have...
This needs its own
everyone does their own thing. You're just adding people.
Additional... I like that. I think I like that. Additional partner. Additional help.
No, I don't like it.
No, I like the concept.
I need to think about the difference between this and damage stacking, though.
Damage stacking is like the main core mechanic is the fact that we are both shooting the boss at the same time in Borderlands. We are both swinging our swords in Monster Hunter. We are both doing skills to...
So it's more about a game that's like...
It's more
damage.
I see damage stacking as probably usually having classes and skill trees and stuff.
Okay.
It doesn't always have to, probably, but like, whereas this and Adventure Pals, we're just both playing the game at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about this, and that's different than Adventure Pals, is there in Little Big Planet 3, there's like and actually this isn't true of all the game, because the whole game can be run through single player, just like Adventure Pals, but there's parts that have some sort of co-op mechanic where you have to coordinate together to platform somewhere.
Right. Which is cool.
But we're disregarding that because it's optional technically.
Yep.
I don't know what we would call this. Essentially, it's just
a +1 or like a bonus.
Bonus soda.
I mean, additional player.
That's just so like
additional.
No, I think we side table that and
side
keep
table
going.
The name, but
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, for now we're calling it additional. Yes, we can change that.
Okay, additional.
Okay.
Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
That is.
Damage stacking.
Yep.
Scribblenauts Unlimited. Oh my God.
That's additional.
Accomplice.
Remember
one person can't do anything.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's, yep.
Accomplice. Kirby Star Allies. That's additional. Yeah?
Yeah.
So instead of additional, I think we're going to go with supplemental.
Yeah, because accomplish and additional are too similar.
Not only that, supplemental is a good word because it's basically saying you're supplementing the single player experience with another person. You're not changing the gameplay that much. You're not. It's not changing your experience that much. I said the same thing twice, but you know what I'm saying.
Wait, you just described accomplish though, no?
No, because accomplice, one player has way less gameplay than the other. The difference between supplemental means you both have the same amount of agency. So accomplice, someone has way less agency.
Does supplemental as a word convey the idea of like less though?
It's not less. What?
It's
no,
just,
it doesn't.
To me, it just means additional.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Okay, good. All right, let's continue.
A Way Out.
That and Knights and Bikes are going to be similar category, but what category? I think, unfortunately, that needs.
I think it has
one.
its own category. I don't think it's unfortunate because
Narrative?
these games, no, because I think that these games are like.
They're few and far between, I feel.
Unravel would also go in this category. Games that have to be co-op, and also that means only 2 people, I think is part of it.
And it's not a team. You're not accomplishing tasks. You're seeing a story kind of.
Right.
You're beating the level.
Right, you're playing the game. You're playing the whole game like this. And you kind of have to.
Fully co-op. I mean, but that doesn't really describe anything.
Yeah. Let's call it fully for now. And maybe we'll get there like we got there with supplemental.
Yeah.
Okay, so fully for now. Disney Infinity 3.0. Supplemental, right?
Supplemental.
Yeah.
You're not...
The game was so weird.
You might actually have some skill combination stuff, but I don't remember. But mostly it's supplemental.
You barely
do the same thing with the same type of person.
Yeah. Unravel 2 is fully
co-op.
Yeah. You can play this on your own, but you're still essentially playing a co-op game because you have to switch back and forth between the other character.
We shouldn't settle on fully co-op because of that reason. Like,
no, we're not
you can
settling
play
on
by.
that.
I know. I'm just another reason why we.
Right. Why fully doesn't work. Human Fall Flat.
Team worker.
Yeah, team worker.
Even though it's not totally.
No, not really. You actually don't need another person to play that game.
Right. So I guess it's supplemental.
Yeah, supplemental. It is.
Supplemental with team worker aesthetics. Team worker hints.
No.
With subtle notes of team worker.
Team worker, no, because I know what you're talking about, and you're talking about totally unreliable delivery service.
No,
that's actually team worker.
I'm talking about that one's actually team worker. I'm saying, what are we talking about? Human Fall Flat.
You don't even know.
The boat, like when you're in the boat and I need you to hang on to the crate because we're trying to move the boat, you know?
Maybe it could be supplemental with an asterisk, and that asterisk is like, co-op is way better than not playing with someone else. But isn't that every game, honestly?
Yeah.
So let's just call it supplemental.
All right.
Pit people. Supplemental. But not only that.
Teamwork. No. Crew team role.
No.
MMO. This is where we run into a problem where
you're
playing your own characters and you're making your own decisions, and Divinity Original Sin is going to have this as well.
Okay, so it gets its own category then. Because it's also, those are both strategy games.
So, individual turn or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost like turn-based, but it's like co-op turn-based. Maybe some sort of co-op turn-based name. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, individual turn where we're each taking our own turn.
Yes, that's what turn-based is. So calling it individual turn isn't like that different than saying turn-based.
I guess
it's just with 2 people, so it's a co-op turn-based.
Turns.
Take it all away, and we'll just call it Okay, we're gonna call it turns for now. Take turns.
Turn taken.
Turn taken. Taking turns. Go Vacation. Party. New.
Man, we have come up with way more categories, but I mean, it's
What's
true,
the problem with that? Hey, there's a lot of genres of games too. We're gonna call it party game. Like Heave Ho would go into this. Now.
Yeah.
Well.
Heave Ho, though, you can't do it without each other on certain
Heave Ho
situations. It's a team worker party. I think
Heave Ho is or Go Vacation?
No, Heave Ho, yeah. Go Vacation pretty much purely just like a party.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Heave Ho, but for Go Vacation's just party.
Hey, maybe this is where Pizza Party Game
gets its own category.
You think?
Yeah.
Where it's just like a good time, a fun time. Honestly, you're just doing some.
Yeah, I think once we're done with this episode, Pizza Party Game leaves as a factor and is replaced by what category of co-op game is this?
Good idea. Can you remember that for real? Because I don't have.
Yeah, I'll remember that.
So Go
Vacation.
So, viewers, listeners, episode 51. If we are still talking about Pizza Party games, you know who to yell at.
I'll remember. Go Vacation's just a party game.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean,
Pizza Party Game.
I'm sure you could argue that it's a supplemental.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah,
I think it's good to have the separation of like, listen, this one's
for just having fun.
This one's just having
You're
fun.
not really like beating anything.
Yeah.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is turns.
Yes.
Swords of Ditto, I would call supplemental.
Mm-hmm. Now, the turns thing is squeaking my brakes a little bit.
It's just the name.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
You don't like the name, or you don't like the category?
I don't like that it might be too...
Co-op strategy, then, I think, might be good, because I feel like that's a specific thing.
So when I was making the one that is team roles, crew roles, that turned into MMO and crew roles, I was thinking Divinity Original Sin 2 is team role, because like you're playing a class just like how MMOs are, but it's not an MMO. I guess turn-based has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Turner.
Big turns. Super Mario Party game.
Party. It's got it right in the name. Although, does it get... that 2-player mode where you're actually on a team is very fucking good.
What? Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Okay.
Like, so does that mean that it should be...
Still party.
Ah, yeah, you're right. Party.
We're still partying.
You're right.
Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Team worker.
No.
Oh, crew.
Yep.
You're right. Pokemon Let's Go. Accomplice.
That sucked.
And, all the fucking Nintendo co-op games are going to be that. Not
what did we
all
say
of
was
them,
Kirby?
Kirby wasn't. Kirby is supplemental.
Yeah. Okay.
Gauntlet Legends. That was an arcade game, right?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of
damage dealing. Damage stacking for sure. It's like Diablo.
Yeah. I was trying to argue that you're playing a role, but you're really not.
Monster Hunter Worlds.
That's the definition of damage stacking for me.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the one. That's like the one.
The thing is, some would probably argue it's also crew because people play different classes.
But those classes don't specifically, I guess.
Oh, wow. I bet Monster Hunter people are going to come out of the woodworks to attack you for whatever you're about to say.
You aren't the driver and the shooter, and the Sea of Thieves is just such an impactful game for me that maybe I am kind of being biased by giving it a category that there's not much in. But you really, like, it's different than, okay, you attack the head, you attack the tail. Oh, fuck, maybe it's not.
So it's, I think it's, I don't know. Because it kind of is like an MMO
to me, it's damage stacking only in the sense that, like,
fine.
We are just hitting this thing over and over again. And if you were here or you weren't here, I'd still just be hitting this thing.
I'm telling you, people who play Monster Hunter will not like that because, the way they see it is like, no, I am the Lancer. I don't even remember the classes.
I mean...
But you just have really kind of different moves. So I agree. It's damage stacking.
It's like a Diablo. Like, if you weren't here with your healer... it's like buffs and heals and stuff. Like,
yeah, no, I'm agreeing.
I guess we
damage stacking. End of story.
Yeah,
end of story. Yeah. Anthem, the demo.
No, that was a damage dealer.
Damage stacking, yeah. Magicka 2, supplemental.
No.
Why?
What? How is it?
How's it not?
Because we were.
You don't need another person.
I was going to say it's damage dealing and it has.
I guess it's damage stacking.
Wait, do the skills work together? They do, right? If I shoot my...
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So it's damage dealing with the asterisk of complementary skill sets.
Okay.
Or whatever we're going to call it.
I like complementary skill sets.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Resource.
Stardew Valley. Resource also.
Sharing. And the resource is your time petting the chickens.
Just saying that name of the game out loud made me want to play that game.
Didn't you just talk about how you're going to get Harvest Moon?
It's always something. Travis Strikes Again, supplemental.
Yep.
Elder Scrolls Online, MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Online, MMO.
No. Damage stacking.
Supplemental. No. Because you can do whatever the other person's doing. And you're not necessarily going out to go kill people. You can go fishing and shit.
But I guess where do we draw the line? It's probably a thin line.
We talked about this. I asked you, and you said it's about, like, is the main point of the game to all, like, attack one thing together?
Fair enough. You got it.
Yep. Red Dead Online is supplemental.
Yeah, you can go all attack a thing, but you're also just playing on your own. You're also getting your own horses. Yeah.
Right, and games like Monster Hunter, Diablo, where it's like the whole point of the game is doing damage together, that's damage stacking.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So supplemental, I guess for some reason supplemental sounds like a negative thing, sort of.
No, it's not negative.
But yeah, I gotta stop thinking that way.
It can be, but if it can be just fun to have someone along with the adventure with you. That's
Red Dead Online or fine. GTA Online might be a supplemental that we recommend. Whereas Adventure Pals is supplemental that it's hard to recommend.
Adventure Pals really getting a big spank in this whole episode.
I'm sorry. It just was like pointless. Like, why are we doing this? I could just watch you play and have the same amount of fun.
Which is none. Okay. That's a lot of hate. Keep talking and nobody explodes.
Party. Crew roll.
Crew roll, yeah.
You literally, your role
You have to do your rolls for me to accomplish mine. That's what's crew roll
and like Space Team. Remember that game?
Space Team?
We never played it. I'm just saying, like, you know, like there's more game. Yeah. Crew roll.
Degrees of separation.
Teamworker, unfortunately.
Wait. Yeah.
I mean, because you have to work together with my ability to freeze time or whatever.
Why are you saying unfortunately? You're the one who's trying to draw positive and negative conclusions about genres, and that's wrong.
You're right. I'm sorry. Delete.
Teamworker. Delete. Escape. Okay. Walt Disney World. Teamworker. Oh wait.
Walt Disney World is not that was like a funsies
co-op game.
It's not really co-op.
That's funny.
I mean, this is for games that actually have a co-op mode, as opposed to what we talk about in the intro, where it can still be co-op to pass the controller back and forth, but we're never going to recommend that because people aren't looking for that experience.
I would call it supplemental if I had to. Okay, Yoshi's Crafted World. Supplemental.
It could either be supplemental or assistance or whatever.
Accomplice. It could be accomplice if you want to play it that way, but which is cool.
That means it's a slash. It's fine. It's both, really, because you can just jump on the back and have more fun like I did.
Right. You can't always turn a supplemental game into accomplice. In fact, most of the time you can't. So this one's kind of nice. And Nintendo games have a tendency to do this. They ride the line commonly between supplemental and accomplice, or are just accomplice.
Yeah.
Because, kids want to play things too. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, damage stacking.
Yep.
With like you said, the abilities that
skills
complement each other. Overcooked, Teamworker.
Mm-hmm.
Portal 2.
Crew roll.
Teamworker, right?
Crew roll.
No.
Teamworker.
Teamworker.
Right. Yes, you're right.
Because crew rolls, you're doing the same thing.
Work together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love making categories and then I never can remember what they are.
I'm good at remembering things. I'm smart. Okay, Heave Ho.
Oh, right. This is where we were. This is a party. This is a something/party.
A party teamworker game?
I think it's a teamworkers party.
Yeah.
Because the main
you do need each other.
Of it is...
It's definitely not supplemental. You need each other, but you're doing the same thing.
And I don't think you actually... I think you can accomplish every level without somebody.
Oh, I don't even know how that's possible, but I believe it.
But I think it is better experienced as a work-together game.
Yeah. I would say it's also, supposed to be experienced like that.
Yeah.
So teamwork or party. Party because it's just kind of the nature of the game.
Exactly. Party is kind of another one of those asterisk ones, kind of, where it's like, listen, this helps it be more fun.
Yeah.
By saying it's playing at a party.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
It's either
it's supplemental and or accomplice. Again.
I think where Yoshi started with supplemental and then ended with accomplice, I think this is the other way around.
Yeah.
You're accomplice, but it can be supplemental.
Because you can stay, you don't have to pop out all the time. You can just stay in most of the time.
Yeah.
River City Girls.
Damage
supplemental. Stacking. Damage stacking, yeah, you're right.
I think it's damage stacking because it's the same. It is Diablo, only you don't have skills and you're...
Yeah.
I think it's damage stacking.
What a wild thing to say about a 2D brawler. It's Diablo, okay?
Sorry, the core conceit is we're going to punch on these dudes.
Yeah. Children of Morta. Damage stacking.
Yep.
Yeah. Adventure Pals. Supplemental.
Yep.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Resource sharing.
Yeah, I guess so. Party, I would say. I would call the co-op...
Dude, that's a boring-ass party, man.
Wow. All right, listen.
You have to make your own...
We've had fun Animal Crossing parties.
Absolutely, but remember that episode? We gave it a decent score, but only under the pretext of, you have to make it fun.
I would call this both supplemental and party and resource.
No.
Resource and... No, wait. It's not supplemental. Sorry. Resource and party.
Yeah.
Because you can most time, it depends on how you play it. Listen. Resource if you're playing on the same system, and party if you have friends that play.
If you are playing on the same system, you're an accomplice because you can't do shit.
That's not true. You have your own house.
No, the main character has to progress all the building and talking to the mayor and stuff. So you are severely hindered if you're playing on the same system.
Wait, that's not true. Really?
Yes. It
no,
sounds
no,
terrible.
no, 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 no,
no. The secondary person can't advance the story stuff. If the first person, if one of them comes in and chops down all the trees, the other person...
Well, that's resource,
That's resource. Though. But this is resource accomplice, I think.
Okay, fine.
Because I know what you mean by it being party, and I guess it could be 3.
No, it doesn't have to be party.
I just don't
if you
see
want
it as...
to be
For
accomplice.
me,
I just
when
didn't
we
think
say
of it,
party...
I didn't think of it as an accomplice.
I just think that if you go into this with only one system and one cartridge, one person is hindered in a way that makes it more like you're just an assistant.
Accomplice.
All
right, fine.
But I know what you're doing with party, and I agree. I think that folks should listen to the episode to experience like what we mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
We wouldn't list that on the site on the recommended list as a party game, because if you bought that thinking you're about to like play a quick 5-minute round, that's not true.
Right. That's true. That's true. Okay, Minecraft.
Resource sharing.
And Knights and Bikes is our final one, and that is what was it again? What do we call it? What do we call A Way Out?
Fully co-op, but we want
we need a new name.
So that's the last one. Let's come up with this name then. True co-op. No, that's not. No, because that makes it sound like all those other ones aren't.
Yeah, those are fake.
I mean, for me, it's the narrative, I think.
Yeah, for me, the difference is it's the narrative, and you're usually almost always playing a character that is their own character with their own personality, their own movesets, whatever it is.
I think we just call it a narrative.
Narrative co-op?
And I don't think there's probably that many of them, and that's fine.
Okay. Right. Like, would you say, I mean, here's another example of this that we haven't even played this. This isn't out. Haven is a game that we've been looking at. Would that be narrative co-op?
Possibly, I guess.
We haven't played it, so I don't know.
Once we play it, we'll have a better understanding. That could be a narrative where it's kind of like...
That one could be both.
You both pick up... You are playing a character, like you said, in the story, and we're going to witness their story. As opposed to... I know Children of Morta, you're witnessing their story, but it's not quite the...
Yeah, no, it's not the same, because you can switch around.
Yeah.
Narrative almost always will have you commit to one or the other. You're not, yes, you can switch it, but there's also almost always two. That's another part of it.
But you could argue, like, well, if I just only play the witch doctor in Diablo, how's that not narrative? We're seeing a story.
Well, that character doesn't have a story.
Right, in the same way.
Right.
Like, the main story is...
The purpose of the co-op experience is
the
like...
narrative.
Yeah.
Is
like you're
see
experiencing...
the characters interact.
Right. Okay, now we'll call it narrative co-op.
All right.
That's it.
That's the list.
We did it.
So this recommended page isn't going to have every game ever. It's not going to have every game we've ever played. It's literally games that we recommend, right? That's obvious by the title. But then it will have this little sidebar. So if you are specifically looking for something like an Accomplice game, you'll be able to find a couple on there.
Right. Yeah, I think it's cool because I've never seen or read about people doing this for co-op games specifically. I think it's a fun thing because co-op games are also, as gaming develops and evolves, is growing as its own genre into like different ways that people can make co-op, as we've discovered through 50 episodes now of talking about co-op games. So that's why this is kind of a nice like little way to benchmark what we've learned on our co-op journey, actually like really breaking these co-op games down. So it's interesting because there'll be new categories in the future. I'm sure there'll be new kinds of ways you can do co-op.
Overcooked invented one almost. I know there's probably games before Overcooked that did that thing, but
no, it definitely did. So there you go. That's the co-op categories.
Reach out to us if you have ideas for other categories or different names or anything. I don't mind. I'm not necessarily going to agree with you.
But, he will be upset over your critique.
No,
but
no. Especially with names. I love the idea of like people coming up with better names for this stuff.
Yeah. I think we have a good start at least. And we can always change in the future.
I don't know when this list will get added to the website. It might not be by the next episode. Maybe.
Yeah, don't count on it. But hey, we'll let you know when it's up at
least. The basic one will be up by the next episode so we can highlight, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it'll be complete. It's going to be always changing, in my opinion. There will be times where I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't recommend Portal anymore or something. That's not true, but something else will come along and Go Vacation will have to be off the list. I don't even know if it'll be on the list, but...
Oh, Go Vacation's on the list, all
That's
right.
on Saves Together's list.
Maybe.
There will be definitions for each of these things on the site as well. Savetogether.club. That's right. Savetogether.club. I think the link can be savetogether.club/recommends. And I think that's the best one because everyone can spell recommends easier than recommendation.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, sure.
It's faster to type. It's less things.
Sure.
Because like I said, the idea is I really want people to be like, man, let's try a new game. Here, quick, savetogether.club/recommends.
Okay.
Look through this. You know, I don't know. I like the idea of helping people discover more stuff.
Yeah, I think this has been good and useful.
Awesome.
Thank you, Craig.
That went better than I thought it was going to. Not that I thought
okay.
we wouldn't have a conversation, but like I thought it was going to be more difficult. What?
No, it was good. Hey, I have unlimited confidence in my ability to converse. So, hey, it went just about as good as I thought it would.
Sometimes I get so hung up on details. I'm a detail-oriented boy.
And I'm a big picture gal, and that's what makes us a good team.
I was afraid that I'd be like, no, you're not understanding. The difference here is so specific. You know what I mean?
I know.
But that was good. If you guys want to listen to other episodes where we actually talk about games, specific games, you can check us out where?
Well, we have a website now. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called savetogether.club.
Savetogether.club.
Where you can find links to our social media and our individual episodes about all these games that you heard about today. Also, you can follow us at Twitter and Instagram at SavesTogether for updates.
Yeah.
So go do it.
Check it out. Check out that site. It's simple, but I like it.
Simple and clean.
Ooh, nice. That's a gaming reference.
All right, cut that out. So why don't we head on down to the Who Doggy?
Let's head on down to the Who Doggy Town and play the outro music and hoe down ourselves to the dog town.
Woo
doggy. Let's do it. Here we go. And
we're done.
We're done.